All right, so this is just an arbitrary data set. You can see it's about, let's see, it's 23 numbers, okay? We've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 22, 23 numbers. Now, it does not matter what order they are in. That does not matter at all. Also, when we enter this data into Excel, we do not want to enter it in the order that it looks. We don't want to make it, 3 numbers up and down and then 8 numbers across, okay? We have to put all of them in one vertical column, okay? So if you can, maybe take a screenshot of these numbers or write all 23 of them down on a piece of paper. And what we're now going to do is we're going to take these very numbers and put them into Excel and identify our descriptive statistics. All right, so here's our computer screen. We're going to go to our computer now that we have those 23 numbers written down, or you have it on a split screen or something. And we're going to come down here and we're going to open up Excel. So we're going to click on Excel. Excel is going to start opening up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to Blank Workbook. Click on Blank Workbook. And now what we're going to do is we're going to, over here, we're going to enter all 23 numbers in a column. Okay? Now, you don't have to do column A. You could do it in column E or column I. You can do it in any column, but it has to be up and down. Has to be vertically listed, all 23 numbers. Also, you don't have to start in cell number 1. This is cell A1. You don't have to start in number 1. In fact, what we could do is we could come down here to C5 and put the first number there, okay? And what we're now going to do is we're going to enter all 23 of these numbers. Now, my keyboard is all the way over there, so I'm going to keep talking to you, but you watch up here as I enter those 23 numbers that we have written down. Now, if you look at the numbers are, the first number is 23 in the upper left corner, correct? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter the numbers vertically. So I'll start with 23. You can see that. Okay, in fact, let me zoom in just a little bit so it's easier to see where I'm entering the numbers. That should do pretty well. Let me scroll down just a little bit, make sure there's enough room. And so, let me go down one more. There we go. All right, so can you see the 23 there? We just entered a 23. And now in the next cell, I'm going across. So the next number is 21, and then 20, and then 37. But I'm entering them vertically in Excel. So the next number is going to be 21. The next number is 20. The next number is 37. And then 20 again, and it's okay for the same number to show up twice. We're just going to enter it in again. Then 27, then 29, then 37, then 32, then 39, then 29, then 37, 21, another 39, another 29, then a 24, then 39, we're now on the bottom row, going across 39, then 36, then 22, then another 22, then another 22, then 20, and then the last one is 34, okay? And so now we have entered all 23 numbers vertically in one cell, starting here and down to here. This is all 23 of those numbers, okay? And so now that they're entered in, now you can't skip a single cell. You have to have them in order, top to bottom. Now you don't have to necessarily enter them in the order you saw them. We could have just as easily done the numbers read vertically. We could have gone 23, then 32, then 39, then go to the next row, 21, 39, 36, then the next row, 20, 29, then 22. It doesn't matter what order they're in the column as long as they are in a column. Now, once they're in a column, now what we're going to do is we are going to use the data analysis tool to identify our descriptive statistics. Okay? Now, the first thing that you need to do is go up here to data at the top, See where it says data and formulas and page layout? Click on data, and then over here on the far right, you'll see data analysis. And so you're going to click on data analysis, and when you click on that, this dialog box is going to open up. And now there's a little slider on the side so you can slide down, but you don't have to. When you first come in, you can see that maybe the fifth one down says Descriptive Statistics. And that's what I want you to click on. So move your cursor down there to Descriptive Statistics and left click there, and now it'll highlight Descriptive Statistics. Then come over here to OK, click on OK, and it opens up this dialog box. And so now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to go through this dialog box so that you can identify the descriptive statistics. Now, you can see here it says grouped by, and it has a dot on columns, and that's how we have our data. We have it in a column. Now, do you see how it says rows here? You could put all 23 numbers across sideways in a row and then choose rows. But we're not going to do that. We've already got ours in a column. This right here says labels in first row. This is if you wanted to have a name for the numbers. Like if you wanted to call the numbers like number of chairs in classrooms, you could do that, or just chairs. But we did not use a label, so we're not going to put labels in first row. We are going to go to input range. Input range, what Excel is asking you to do is tell Excel where to find the numbers. Which numbers do you want descriptive statistics for? What is the input of numbers? Can you tell me where to go get the numbers? So that's what you need to tell Excel. So we're going to go, and what you'll do is you'll click on this arrow right here. The arrow right next. Now yours might have something different than an arrow, but there's some symbol right here. You're going to click on that, and this is what's going to happen. It's going to change into this. And now you want to come over here to where your numbers are, and you want to left click, but you want to hold down the left click button and then drag the mouse. Now, this is very difficult to do with a touch screen. So I recommend that you either use a mouse or use the touchpad with the clicker buttons, okay? This is extremely difficult to do with touch screen. Now, maybe you can, maybe you're good at it, and that's fine. But I'm warning you, in general, it's very difficult to do touch screen to select all the data. So I'm going to left click on the 23. Then I'm going to drag the mouse down. And look what it's doing. It's putting a giant rectangle around all the numbers. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom number right here. Then I'm going to let go of the left click. And now what it's done is it has said, start in C5 and then go all the way down to C27. And that's what it's done. C5 all the way down to C27. That is the entire range of statistics. Now, you can, once you've selected your all of the numbers that you want the descriptive statistics for, now you can either press the Enter button on your computer, or you can come over to this button and click on that. That means add this range in. So we're going to click on that, right? Not the X, sorry. Click on that and watch what it does. Boom, there it is. There's our range of numbers. Now we're about halfway done, maybe almost done. Then you're going to come down to here where it says output options. Output means Excel is asking you, where do you want me to put your answers? Where do you want me to put all this information? Do you want it in a different worksheet in the same workbook? Do you want to open up a brand new workbook? Or do you just want to put it in this sheet? I usually go to this top one here, output range. So I'm going to click on output range right here, put the dot right there, and then it usually blinks, and that's okay. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to select where I want the answers put. So I'm going to click on this, and this is what it does. Now, here you only need to select one cell. When you select one cell, so for example, I'm going to select maybe this cell right here. Okay, I'm going to click on that cell, and what it's going to do is this is going to be the upper left of all the information. And when it puts my information in, it's going to come down this way and over this way, and I'll see a whole bunch of data or a whole bunch of information that is based on my data. Okay, so I go to select a cell. I select one cell. Now, if you have anything, any numbers over here, they're going to get overwritten. So don't do that. Pick a cell that is to the right of where your numbers are. Make sure there is nothing in these cells over here, because when it writes it, when it puts all that stuff in here, it's going to erase anything that is over here. And now I'm going to come up here and click on that. So click. It didn't take. There it goes. Okay, so now the output range is going to be starting in cell E11. Here's my input. It's in columns. Now, come down here. Ignore these three. All you're going to click on is Summary Statistics. Put a check mark in that box right there. Summary Statistics. So we're going to click that. Once you've done that, come up here to OK and watch the magic happen. We're going to hit OK and boom. There are my descriptive statistics. Now, I can see it better if I watch this. I can widen the cell. If I go up here on the line between E and F, look, it'll turn into a little double arrow kind of thing. If I hold down the left mouse button and then pull to the right, it will widen that first cell right there. And look at that. Now I can read the words much better. And look at it. There's my descriptive statistics, or at least the ones I want. There's the mean. Remember we talked about the mean? The mean is 28.6522. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to roll this up. We can still see it on the board. And I'm going to show you, this is now what you're going to write down. What you're going to write down on your paper is, so you have a whole bunch of numbers, and I tell you identify the 6 descriptive statistics. The mean is 28.6522. So here's what we're going to write. We're going to write X bar equals 28.6522. Okay? Then we're going to identify the median. So we're going to write median. Now this one doesn't have a special. Median equals, and the median is 29. That's the middle number, 29. Look, it's really close to the mean. That happens a lot of times. I have not asked you to identify the mode, so ignore that. But I did ask you to identify the standard deviation, And so that's S. So S is 7.2464. We're going to go to 4 decimal places. 7.2464. Okay, and then look, here's the sample variance. So that's S squared, right? And that's going to be 52.5099. Now, here's the thing. Remember that this number is this number squared. If you were to do 7.2464 squared in a calculator, in fact, let's go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to grab a scientific calculator, turn it on, watch this. I'm going to go 7.2464. Okay, maybe hopefully you can see that okay. And then I'm going to hit squared. Squared and press enter, and look, we get 52.5103. This is close to 5103. It's just a little off because we rounded numbers, okay? And so you can see though that this number is basically the square of this number. And so look, we're 4 out of 6 done. Now what did we miss? We missed the range, which is right here. Look, range. So skip over kurtosis. We're not going to do kurtosis in this class. Someday, if you're a researcher and you learn more about statistics, like if you become a psychologist or something, you're going to want to know what kurtosis is, and you're going to want to know what skewness is, but not in this class. Okay? We're going to skip over those two and come down here to range. The range is 19. So we're going to put range equals 19, and then we're missing something. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We said 6 things. Didn't we say we're looking for the number of observations? Isn't that n, right? So we don't know what n is. Well, it's in here. Look. It's down here. See count? See the word count? Count means number of observations. Okay? So count is the n. Okay? The n is the count. And look, the count is 23. That means that there were 23 numbers that we listed. And so n in this case is 23. And we have now done our descriptive statistics. Okay? And that's all you're learning today. I'm going to give you probably about 8 or 10 different sets of data, and for each one of those sets of data, I want you to identify these 6 statistics, descriptive statistics, and I want you to do it using Excel so that you become very good at using Excel to find descriptive statistics, and that is the end of our lesson for day 1.